Alright, hello, welcome back to the game room for a pickups video this time. And today's video is going to be a mix of things that are a couple of yard sale scores, Facebook Marketplace finds, some thrift store stuff, and of course, as always, we're going to end it off with a big mail call this week. Can't wait to check out everything that I've got here today with you, so let's get right into it. First off the bat, I'm not sure if I'm going to include yard sale pickups in these videos in the future, but for today, I'm going to go over a couple of things that I found. Some amiibos at a yard sale randomly. The yard sale scene's been pretty slow in my area, but I'm still grinding. I'm still looking for games everywhere that I can every Saturday morning for yard sales. I've got 3 amiibos. The Splatoon ones, I had the boy for the Splatoon one already, but not the squid guy. I'm not sure what he's called actually, but the squid guy is the only guy I didn't have in my collection so far. I have a boxed Dr. Mario already, but hey, it was just cool to see those. I think I paid $5 for the 3 of them. This Afterglow controller for PS3 and PC was $5, and those are my only 2 yard sale pickups for the month of May. Slow month to say the least. Totally random impulse buy at EB Games, or GameStop, I guess, here in Canada. It's a PS4 game. Still have to admit, I don't own a PS4 yet, but Kandagawa Jet Girls, I guess is how I'm going to say that, $39.99 just seemed like too good of a price to pass up, even though I know nothing about this game. It was sort of a special edition with an art book, looks like a soundtrack, and of course the game as well. The game's not sealed, but has a manual inside. So really into like jet ski games, and kind of always have been ever since Wave Race 64 on the N64. So I'd really love to do a series on jet ski type games, and I've got a few others in the collection, so pick that one up to add to the collection. All right, next is thrift store find, and PS Vita games. When I come across them at a reasonable price, I always add them to the collection, even if it's something that I'm maybe not interested in playing. Lego games aren't really my thing, but for $10 a piece at the thrift store, I grabbed up Batman 2 DC Superheroes and Lord of the Rings, both Lego games on the PS Vita. Just don't see them very often, so when I find them, I grab them up. This was a Facebook Marketplace pickup, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. That one's complete with box, I believe. And that one was actually from a neighbor 2 blocks from my house. I walked over to pick this one up. So I think I've got an image of the listing, and so you'll see the price there. But I generally only buy stuff on Facebook Marketplace if it's a little bit of a better price than what I'm finding on eBay, or if it's something that I'm really looking for in the collection. So happy to add that one at a reasonable price. Another thrift store pickup, and it was 5 games in one shot at the same time. Actually, I lied, it's 6 games in one shot. It's Dark Souls 2, which I have already, but the price was too good to pass up. I think I paid about $3 a piece for each of these. Game of Thrones, it's the Telltale game. Far Cry 4. The Darkness 2, Risen 3, Titan Lords, and this guy, which is the Rogues and Outlaws collection. I said in the last pickups video that I've been trying to get any of these compilations that I can get my hands on. I'm also just trying to get my hands on anything for Xbox 360. I think I'm well over 200 games in the Xbox 360 collection right now, and I'm pretty much picking up anything that looks interesting and adding it. It's the one system that I think I'm just kind of going all out on, as long as it's not like too ridiculous of a game. And I'll go through these together, even though these were all separate pickups, all listed well below eBay prices locally on Facebook Marketplace. So when I see them, if they're close and I can drop by without a lot of inconvenience to myself, I do, to pick up games like this that I think are going to be interesting or possibly valuable in the future, or that I'm going to play for the Xbox 360. Lord of the Rings War in the North. This one I've wanted to get my hands on for quite some time. I'm not even sure it's a great game, but it just seems too cool not to own. Lollipop Chainsaw, again on the Xbox 360. Really going hard on Xbox 360 right now. And I'm going for a complete Wii U collection, and so that involves buying even weird games like Cabela's Dangerous Hunts 2013. No manual. I'm not sure if that generally has a manual with it, but I'm not too worried about it because it's a game that I'm probably not going to play, and unfortunately that's the reality of trying to go for a complete collection. I'm well over halfway to a complete collection for Wii U, so here's another one to the list. Okay, I've left this stack till the end because there's kind of an interesting story to it, and essentially what happened was a local guy had a listing up for these 3 PlayStation 1 games, 2 of which I already own. So the 2 that I already own are Final Fantasy IX and Final Fantasy VIII. So he had these 3 games. The last is Chrono Cross, which I don't own. This one's going in the collection. Excited to have that one. He had $30 for the 3, which I think is a great price alone just for this game, which allows me to kind of upgrade my copies of these Final Fantasy titles and maybe just flip what's left on Facebook Marketplace. So generally what I do when I yard sale is go up to a sale and ask if they have any video games, even if there aren't any out. And sometimes what'll happen is they'll bring stuff out that they didn't already have out at the yard sale. Well, I've been doing that with Facebook Marketplace pickups, and I've actually had a lot of success with it. And so this guy had a listing up for 3 games that maybe weren't super accurately priced, and I just always send a second message saying, hey, have you got anything else that you don't have listed that's kind of video game related? And he starts sending me pictures of just about anything you can think of. And I grabbed up whatever he was reasonably pricing and made him an offer on it. I think I spent about $140 on the rest of this stuff, but I did super well. Let me take you through what I got. Kid Icarus Uprising on the 3DS. That one's complete. Resident Evil Revelations on the 3DS. Also complete. All these games are in fantastic shape. And Rune Factory 4 on the 3DS. Those 3. And then complete in box Star Fox 64. I'm actually not collecting complete in box for N64, but when I find them, I'm more than happy to add them to the collection. I already own Star Fox 64 loose, but I'll just flip my loose copy and add this to the collection. So oh, and last but not least, Star Fox on the Super Nintendo. I don't own this one either, so happy to add all of this to the collection, and Super Nintendo games are not super easy to come by, so was stoked on that. I feel the kind of weight of the Star Fox 64 box, and I'm thinking, well, that makes sense. It has a rumble pack included, the manual, and the game, which are all in here. He had that all kind of together. Happy to have all that. And then I start looking, and there's more in the box, and was just stoked to see what was in there. The manual for Star Fox for the Super Nintendo, so those can go together now. A Super Nintendo console manual. Star Wars Rogue Squadron manual. That one's for the N64. And I thought there was another one. Oh yeah, it's sticking in here. Legend of Zelda on the NES instruction manual. And this one's super cool. An actually pretty valuable manual. Super Castlevania 4 manual for the Super Nintendo. It's got some pen marks on it, but I'm pretty sure this manual goes for at least 30, 40, 50 bucks, just the manual alone. So just extra added value, even though $140 for that little bundle was already so good. I think Kid Icarus Uprising goes for right around $100 alone. So really great score, just because I asked, hey, have you got any other games that you don't already have listed? I should just say that my 3DS collection is growing, and I hear a lot of people talking about the value of the 3DS just kind of skyrocketing, and so anytime I can get a hold of 3DS games that are like cool or interesting titles, I will absolutely do that. Maybe not quite to the same extent that I do with the Vita. I generally kind of pass on things like Lego games, but these are all really great titles. And another additional note is that this Rune Factory 4 game is the last I needed to complete my Rune Factory series. I have all of the other Rune Factory games, 1, 2, and 3 right here, already in collection. I don't have Rune Factory 5, I believe the new one that came out on the Switch. I also don't have the Rune Factory 4 release for the Switch, but for the most part, my Rune Factory collection is complete. So some really awesome stuff. All off the back of a Facebook Marketplace pickup. I would have been more than happy to have found that sort of stuff at a yard sale, and I'm using that same tactic with pretty good success. All right, let's get straight into the mail stuff. I've got a bunch of things that came in in the month of May, so I'm happy to go over all of that with you and open it right on camera. I actually don't know what order these are in, so it's going to be a bit of a surprise for me as well. I think I saw this one on a YouTube video, someone saying that Prey is a half-decent game on the Xbox 360, and like I said, I'm kind of just going crazy in the Xbox 360 right now. It's a huge library with a lot of really great games, and so Prey was one that I added to the collection off of eBay. Another eBay pickup here. I think I cut into this one already. Wasn't sure what it was when it came because it wasn't game size, but it is game related. And this is a bit of a controversial one maybe for some of you. It's a reproduction label for Aero the Acro-Bat 2. I have, hang on, this copy of Aero the Acro-Bat 2 on the Super Nintendo, and it's pretty tough to know what to do with a blank game that has no front or back label. And generally what I try to do is find reproduction labels on eBay. I will stick them on, and then at the dollar store you can pick up little round colored stickers, and I'll sticker the back of that cartridge with like a little red sticker. And there are several others in my collection that are the same way. I wouldn't ever really go out of my way to buy a game like Aero the Acro-Bat 2, but if I find it with no label, I'm more than happy to put a repro label on it and then just sticker it so that I know if I'm ever to resell that game down the road, I can advertise that the label's a reproduction and won't accidentally dupe somebody into thinking that that's a complete cartridge with a real label. So hit it up in the comments down below. What do you think about repro labels? Yes, no, bad idea, good idea? Let me know what you think. All right, the next. This one came from the UK. I think it's an eBay pickup. And, oh yeah, it's Unravel 1 and 2 on the Xbox One. I recently, with my partner, beat Unravel 2, and it was a fantastic co-op experience. If you ever get the chance to play Unravel 2, couch co-op, it's a great game. I really wanted to check out Unravel 1, which I believe is single player only, but really great game, well worth the time to put into it, and not that expensive. So here's the compilation. I'm still going to keep my copy of Unravel 2 on the Switch, but now I've got Unravel 1 to check out whenever I get a chance. All right, I think this one's another eBay pickup. A lot of these eBay pickups here. Okay, and this is Wonder Labyrinth, Record of Lodoss War. I actually heard about this on Happy Console Gamer's YouTube channel, which is a really great one if you haven't checked it out. I know very little about this game, but visually it looks fantastic, and I've started watching the anime series based on this game, which is also really cool. If you're into Dungeons & Dragons and you're into anime, Record of Lodoss War is really cool. Check it out. I'm anxious to see what the game is like, and always interested in picking up cool new stuff for the Switch, so I was happy to add that to the collection.
See if I can get into this. I've got Zemo style figures, so I think we're just gonna have to start ripping into them.
Okay, another eBay pickup, and that one is The Inner World. And I'm really into point-and-click adventure stuff. Pretty much all of my childhood was PC point-and-click adventure games like Day of the Tentacle, if you've ever checked that one out. And so I've been kind of doing a little bit of research on finding out modern-day point-and-click or reprints of old games that are point-and-click adventures, and I heard good things about The Inner World, The Last Windmonk, so that one's on the Xbox One. Happy to add to the collection. Could be a really cool game to check out. This one from Amazon, and this one was actually an interesting pickup. Drakengard 3 on the PS3, a late print of a PS3 game. It sort of feels like it's been resealed. This doesn't feel like an original seal, but I don't have a lot of PS3 games new sealed, so I could be wrong, but it feels a little soft. Square Enix game, and I actually read a post on Reddit about how the Drakengard game series has raised in price a lot recently, the first and second games, and so this one was really cheap on Amazon, and the post was kind of urging people to go out and check it out, get it while it lasts, I guess, and I jumped on the hype train, for better or for worse. Drakengard 3. And last but not least, this huge box. I've been dying to break into this. I know exactly what it is. I only ordered one thing this size in the month of May, and man, this is a cool item. This one came in from Limited Run. I'm a huge fan of Limited Run. And for better or for worse, I've added that page as my home page on my Google Chrome browser. So every time I open a new browser, I see what's hot and new from Limited Run. Probably a bad idea. I've already got a skateboard on the wall that's kind of behind the camera. It's the Tony Hawk Pro Skater remaster of 1 and 2. That skateboard's hanging on the wall. I'm really into skateboarding stuff. I've always been, and when they printed this cool old school banana board, Toe Jam and Earl, I believe it's the 30th anniversary skate deck, I had to have it. It is so sick, and I'm going to be adding this one to the wall next to my Tony Hawk board, and I don't know how many more skateboards I'll add to my collection. If they're gaming related, I'm into it, and man, that's just way too cool not to have. I've got a little mount already that came in the wall so that I can wall mount that one and put it up right there next to my Tony Hawk board. So there you have it. Those are my pickups for the month of May. I hope you enjoyed checking them out with me together. I'm going to get them all cataloged into the collection next. And thanks for checking out this video, and I will catch you in the next one.